Welcome into Dot Talk this week. Tuba Samurai, I'm with you. We've got Go Line Blitz news coming up, pro tips, replays of the week, Bort quotes, all that coming your way next. Get in on the action. Goal Line Blitz is a web-based American football MMORPG. They've written a custom football simulation engine to provide you with the ultimate football experience on the web. Do you love fantasy football? Ever wish you could play with the pros? Join other football fans from around the world in building the player and team of your dreams right here. That's GoalLineBlitz.com. Get in on the action. It's Dot Talk. Tuba Samurai, I'm with you and glad to be here as we creep closer and closer to playoff time on Goal Line Blitz. And looking at what happened in Goal Line Blitz this week, we had a little bit of downtime as we had a data server crash. Bort had to take care of that, the one that handles all the finances. So that's taken care of. Goal Line Blitz news this week. Catch 22 looking for new bugs mods. There's been a couple been removed. So Catch is looking for bugs mods. If you're interested in being a bugs moderator, send Catch a private message with the following information. Why do you want to be a bugs moderator? Why do you think you would be a good bugs moderator? Any experience you have dealing with computer issues and or bugs? How many hours per week you would devote to doing bugs mod duties, and any other thing you would like to add? Bugs mods are given a daily stipend for the work and will work closely with Catch 22 and the other bugs mods to identify issues that need correction. You need to review the bugs forum rules and procedures, and there's a link to that in the announcement that Catch put up. Do that before sending your application and make sure you understand how they do things and that you'll be able to follow the system. The deadline for sending in an application is May 9th. Catch says it's possible he'll appoint people as bugs moderator before the deadline is reached if he thinks there's a good fit. So PM Catch if you're interested in that. Had a Q&A session on May 1st, and hardly anyone showed up for it. It was just about the changes coming up in Goal Line Blitz. Apparently nobody had any questions. So the changes must not be as difficult to grasp as a lot of people made out. You can find that question-answer thread in the Q&A archive subforum in Goal Line Blitz main. And if you have any questions, you can send those to Catch 22 if you have a question about the upcoming changes. Right now, time for our pro tip of the week. Thanks to Chisel for this. He says, all you young to mid-level quarterbacks out there, have you noticed your quarterback isn't getting hurried and sacked a lot? What's your speed and agility at? Speed and agility aren't just for rushing quarterbacks. They affect your drop back speed and movement within the pocket, which gives you more time before you feel that hurried pressure. If your quarterback is in the 30s and not even touching 20 speed and agility, you're going to have a pretty rough time throwing the ball without someone in your face. That's your pro tip of the week from Chisel. Thanks, as always, for that. Right now, time for our Bort quote of the week. Thanks to Tim Thorne for this. He says, well, folks, the days of trying to find a private forum that contains all those wonderful Bort quotes is coming to an end. How, you may ask? Well, the original Bort stalker, Matt McBriar, has created a new thread in the FAQ forum. It's called the GLB Super Guide, Everything You Need to Know. And this is a massive thread that Matt put together. It's still under construction, but this will go. This is going to be the go-to place to find a quote once Matt finishes it. Now to the quote of the week, reviewing the infamous veteran ability, Clutch. And one quote, someone asks, can we get more info on exactly what Clutch does? It says various bonuses, but what does that mean? Bort says there's way too many different bonuses to put in the description. Catching, tackling, intercepting, forcing fumbles, making kicks, deflecting passes, etc. The bonuses get tacked on to the various scores, and they vary depending on the situation. More on fourth down or late game. And someone asked, can I assume from your response that Clutch does in fact help special teams and not just offense and defense, so it would be a valuable attribute for a punter trying to make a clutch coffin corner kick? Bort says yes. Another question about Clutch. Someone asked, what would a clutch bonus be on a free safety? Bort says vision checks, pass deflection checks, intercept check, force fumble, and make tackle would be most relevant. Of course, the other guy gets his chance to counteract with his clutch ability if he has it, to break tackles, make tackles, etc. One more question about clutch. They ask, why do the Vikings have to lose in the worst possible ways? Bort says, obviously it's the Favre effect, clutch. A great example of clutch. Favre sucks, and maybe if he had more clutch and less streaky, he would not have ended each of his quote-unquote last games before retiring with a pick. Tim Thorne says, basically, clutch does a lot of good. Not having clutch will not hurt you, but it can give you that extra edge during those close games. If you're in a league with more blowouts, you will not need clutch. This is why clutch is that third or fourth VA to pick up. So thanks a lot to Tim Thorne for that Bort quote of the week. And me personally, I usually get clutch on my safeties I usually get as a second or third VA because I like how it works. Right now, time for our Dot Talk replays of the week. Replay number 1 coming out of Southeast Asia Pro League, the Hong Kong Hustlers versus the Semarang Red Dwarfs. This play coming out of the first quarter, 4:07 to go, 1st and 10. Power Tools rushes up the left side. He makes a lot of guys miss on the way to a 74.5-yard touchdown that started on his own 25-yard line. Replay number 2 comes out of the World League. It's a scrimmage between the La Tourette Syndrome and the Lincoln Navigators, and a nice rush in overtime to win the game. This is in overtime, 3:32 on 2nd and 5.5. Syndrome halfback Kodiak Quick rushes up the middle, juking and spinning for a 75.5-yard touchdown. A great scrimmage there between the Syndrome and the Navigators. Replay number 3 is Western Europe Pro League. The Lyon Winemakers at the Menton Beach Assault. Lyon halfback Ted breaks a huge run and breaks 6 tackles to help Lyon climb out of a 21-point hole to finally win over the Assault big. Replay number 4 is out of South America Pro League. The Botafogo Beach Bushmasters versus the Tierra del Fuego Demons. This comes in the first quarter, 11:10 to go on 2nd and 16.5. Bushmasters quarterback Joseph Gans passes to tight end Kira Knightley, and a great run after the catch here, making people miss on the way to a 55-yard touchdown. And our Dot Talk replay of the week this week comes out of South America Pro League. Cosmic Oblivion versus the Medellin Slashers, and a huge defensive stand as time expires to stop a potential game-winning pass to the fullback. And with 3 seconds to go in the game, Oblivion Slashers quarterback Cannon Bigsley passes to fullback Kellendross Storm up the right side. He catches it, makes a couple of guys miss as he heads towards the end zone. Then free safety Willie Freeman comes in, makes a huge game-saving diving tackle at the 4-yard line to save the game for the Oblivion. So that's your Dot Talk replay of the week. And looking at all the replays we had this week, looks like most of them are halfbacks. We had that one tight end pass. I'll tell you, I'd love to have some defensive plays and special teams plays. I had a few submitted this week, but most of them were just outright blowouts. And I really like to try to concentrate on closer games if I can. So if you've got a defensive play, a special teams play that you want to get on Dot Talk, and if it's in a fairly close game with a fairly even matchup, be sure to send that to me on my replay thread in the game recaps forum. This is Tuba Samurai, and that's going to do it for us this week on Dot Talk. Thanks a lot for tuning in, and make sure to tune in next week.